Hey guys, I saw Y2K this past week. It's a it's not showing a lot in many theaters. It's a limited engagement, I believe. But I did catch it, and needless to say, okay, I really liked it. It was a what I would call a fun movie, kind of end of the world-ish kind of thing. Because for those of you who understand what the Y2K thing was about back in the year 2000, they were afraid that New Year's Eve from 1999 until 2000, that all the computers were going to go nuts because they weren't programmed to add the zero or whatever to the digits, something to that effect. And there was a concern. It was in the news and everything. So they follow that, and the movie takes place that night, New Year's Eve, and it involves this young man who is, he's still trying to find himself, get himself together, and all that. He has a friend, and this guy is in love with this girl, right? And he wants to talk to her and everything. And his friend's trying to help him out, so they go to a house party where the girl is at, and she's there, and there's a whole bunch of people there, and it's basically a teenage or college age house party, typical of those kind of movies, which personally I enjoy watching. Those are a lot of fun. They take me back to when I was younger. And they count down to New Year's, and then boom, something does happen. But not only does everything shut down, everything restarts again, and the computers start turning, and the machines start turning on everybody. Yeah, everybody. And it starts killing people. There's some bloody moments here. There's some like gory moments. In fact, there was one particular moment that involved a blender. Let me just put it to you that with this poor guy in a blender. You'll see what I mean when if you happen to catch this film. Anyway, the guy and the girl that he likes, and this girl, I don't know her name, but she plays Snow White in the new Snow White live action version of the story on Disney. But that's a side note. And him, a couple of bullies, and this other guy who's kind of like a stoner kind of dude who creates raps and rhymes. They all get together to try to like survive the night, basically, and try to get to the bottom of what's causing this to happen. Apparently, this is what happens when people rely on technology so much to the point that the technology turns on us, and the technology is basically saying, well, you made us, but guess what, we have you, we have you where we want you. And it's funny because when I was watching this movie, I was thinking about all the ways in which in today's generation, in today's day and age, we are kind of, almost a slave to this, in many ways, if we allow it to. And this movie kind of like is almost prophetic in that respect. It made me think like, wow, this was like 24 years ago, and look where we are now. Okay, I mean, this was an extreme example of how something like that can happen literally overnight, to the point that people were being programmed, and kind of like the Borg. Think the Borg from Star Trek. Resistance is futile. We will simulate you. They were trying to simulate humans, and it was up to this young man and the girl, and the girl's a computer whiz, by the way. She's a hacker. So, it was up to her, especially, a lot of it depended on her to try to save the day in regards to trying to stop. And they even got help from a famous musician at the time, Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. It was in the movie. It was hilarious. It was great, and he did a good job. I enjoyed seeing him, and what he was talking about. They were doing the concert. They were doing the concert, and then the Y2K thing happened, and everything went crazy on the stage. And he was talking about what happened to his bandmates. It was funny, but he joined the kids in trying to like fight off the machines. Okay, so again, it's one of those. It's one of those machines turning on man. We've seen it before in Terminator, The Matrix, what have you. In this case, it was the Y2K bug that did something. to our technology. And back then it was AOL. Go figure, right? So great movie. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. It kept my attention. I laughed. It was funny. It was gory. Wasn't really scary, but it does fall under that whole ooh, what could happen, that whole thing. I'm gonna give Y2K 3 coffee cups because I really enjoyed it for what it was. And again, you got to take a story like this with a grain of salt and enjoy it for what and just have fun with it. It's a movie I would recommend to see in the theater if you want to have a good time. If you want to wait till it come out streaming and watch it at home with your friends, I would suggest that too. You guys would not be disappointed. It's not boring. I had fun watching Y2K. Have you seen it yet? Talk to me, comment below, and share with me your thoughts on this movie called Y2K. And let me know and tap on that bell for future notifications for future horror and coffee content. Please consider subscribing to this channel. We talk horror, we talk coffee, we talk about horror over coffee or coffee over horror. One of those two things. You know what I mean. Enjoy the rest of the holiday season. We got a couple more movies to go through before the end of the year. And this is Ralph Perez from Horror and Coffee, enjoying my cup. Are you enjoying yours? Until next time, take care.